when she comes out with treason. And you know she's got no reason when she comes in, starts playing, not believing what she's saying. 'Cause I know that it's structured, that she's filled with destruction. Two times in the chorus, but it's my laughing story. I don't think I've caught up to the speed of most things, you know, like I still feel the same. I still feel like I need to like work just as hard to get out there more. So like, it feels good at times when I take a grasp, when I get a grasp of it, but most part of it, I still feel like I'm in that little mode of boom, 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 and get it done, you know?
Like you still need to hustle just to get your name out there.
Yeah.
Well, it's a work in progress, and we all know that everybody that's trying to do something positive, not only for themselves, but for their community.
Yeah.
It's like, you have to work on it.
For life another day, but you say you got to be strong. Now see, life is a love, you learn it somehow. I see you proud into the day. Oh, not if only take your away. Oh, you so rebel. Oh, yes, love you so rebel.
Well, I mean, really, like, every day is a interesting story because driving across country is pretty gnarly. Hella gnarly. Like, I mean, there's one that like the one that stands out the most to me is like, so after being stuck on the road for a few days and then we did a few more shows, we ended up in Springfield, Missouri. I wasn't supposed to paint that day, but Springfield, Missouri is where Josh Heinrichs lives, and he was having like a little mini festival, right? So he already had an artist planned, and I was supposed to paint all day. And so like, and then there was another band added to that show. There was two, 77 Jefferson and Innovision, and on our tour was New Kingston, and it was a Fortunate Youth tour with Ease Up. And so we were just gonna go and just, after all the hard, like multiple days, just hang out. But then like the artist flakes, so Josh Heinrichs, you know, hey Marple, you need to pay, blah, blah, blah. So I was already, it was weird because I was having a bad day, and the driver I was with, we were just not getting along, dude. I was over it, dude. I wanted to go back to Salinas and be the little wannabe thug I thought I might have been, or just, you know, I was being dumb. And then, so then like, the artist flaked, and then they hit me up to like, you need to paint today, come on, just paint. So I was, no problem. So, even though I didn't really want to, so I'll cut it kind of short. So like, halfway through the show, I'm painting. I had already finished one, and it was hard in there, dude. It was no windows upstairs. There was a few hundred people. It was so packed. I could wring out my shirt with sweat from the humid air, you know. But I had my friend from Salinas sitting next to me. He happened to be living in Missouri at the time. He's like, this girl tapped my shoulder, like pulled on my shirt, and he's like, dude, check her out, turn around, check her out. I'm like, what, is she hot or like big whoopee? Because, you know, when you're painting, you're in the zone, you're listening to the rad music, and you're just in your brain just meditating kind of, you know. So then I had to like, what? So I turned around, looked at her. Oh damn, she was kind of hot. I turned around, took another drink of my beer. Then he's like, no, look at her, dude. And I turned around, look at her, fully crying, dude, like bawling, like straight up like the most tears I've seen someone drop in a long time, dude. And I was like, whoa, are you all right? Like, what's going on? Like, is there anything, you know, what can I do for you? She's like, dude, I just wanted to come up here and tell you. I'm all, okay, tell me what? She's like, well, watching you paint turns all my worries into butterflies. Sounds kind of corny, but dude, it hit me so deep that like, my own conscience, I was like, okay, Stop crying to being a little girl, Dave. Like I didn't want to do it before I got there, and for some reason God made me. He put me in that position. Probably 300 people in there didn't care, but I affected one person enough to cheer him up, and it like blew my mind. And ever since then, I don't even like think about it, dude. Like if I'm scheduled to paint somewhere, or if someone asks me, I just do it. I mean, there's been a couple times where I couldn't do it, but because you never know, there's one person that you could change their life forever, and it's pretty heavy to grasp, especially from like just an artist. Like I just paint, dude. I'm not out there playing that music that hits your soul. You know what I mean? But I had asked her, hey, you want to come up here and paint with me? She's like, no, I just want to stay here and watch. So I go, okay, come over here. And like next thing you know, by the end of the show, like she was laughing. It was, dude, out of the 2.5 months, whatever it was, I'll never forget that moment. Never.
So you feel that moment changed you?
Changed me big time. Just being with Fortune Hughes changed me in the fact that they always preach like peace, love, and unity. Dude, that's what Salinas needs. You know, and I need that. I'm like a little wannabe rough kid sometimes, or I have a bad attitude sometimes. You don't realize, and hang out with all them guys for so long helped me like kind of like, you know, okay, stop trying to be machismo. And then that girl, that whole dude. I try to like stay now it changed me more to the fact too that I try to stay more focused on people watching me, like, because maybe I could do something for someone who's like staring me down. And most of the time I'm painting in Salinas, you know, Casa Serena, so everybody in Salinas needs some kind of love. So dude, I quit my job to go on that damn tour, and I was so scared, and there was so much that like I was worried about, but in reality, I just like, a lot of people don't believe in God, but I do. I just gave it back to him, said, okay, whatever, I'm gonna do this and see what comes out of it. And that was one thing that came out of it. And if it was only one person I affected the whole time, I still did what I'm supposed to be doing. That's how I feel. So I'm so much more overwhelmed now to give back to my like community or teach kids or whatnot, because of running into that girl. And that day I felt so like Salinas ornery, and I was throwing a tantrum kind of like about being on the road. It like straightened me out. Like it was a good slap in the face by God, and I totally appreciate the band and God himself for putting me in that moment. You know what I mean? I mean, in all reality, like the real start was probably from like my aunt. My aunt was a dope artist, like so good, and I used to just sit there and watch her draw and paint and make crazy masks and creatures and all kinds of weird stuff. And like, you know, I mean, as a kid, kind of idolized her, dude. You know, Land Judy was cool. We heard that interview, and I don't know, like. So, but mentally, it just fit like I think I'm so ADHD that like that was one thing besides playing Nintendo all day or Coleco that made me like zone out and relax. And I just kind of like at school I would look around and be like, oh dude, I can like, everybody tells me I can draw so good, so I must have something in me kind of thing. But like, so I was just into it, but I never really did anything with it for a long time. Like yeah, I took it in high school and all that, but like art classes. But I was so fully into like soccer and travel hockey and stuff like that I just didn't really mess with it until like, you know, like in '95 my brother died, and it kind of traumatized me, and I turned to, instead of turning to art, I turned to like drinking and smoking pot and being stupid, you know, and like all of a sudden in my early 30s, like I was starting to slow down a little bit with it, and I was kind of like, man, I'm like getting frustrated in life. But that's when like our little friend Perry comes in. I mean, I've known him since I was a little kid because of family friends, like, and he was like always pushing me, dude, you're so sick, bro. You gotta paint. You need to keep painting, dude. Keep painting. Like, it's like, dude, you are killing it. Because throughout my 20s, I'd still paint just for my own like mental pleasure. I didn't do it for like the business aspect or for the change of like help change my community or impact the kid or anything. I did it for my own selfish reasons. Like I did it for my own mental stability. Like kind of like relax. And then he was like, dude, you need to get out there. Let's go bomb trains. Let's go. I've ran train crashes, spray painting, did stupid stuff. Like, but all of a sudden I quit drinking, all that boom, and like my focus with it became 10 times more. And instead of partying, my focus was on art, and it just went like a flower, a rose petal opening up. It just exploded, dude. And like from there, like, you know, everybody saw my energy for it, I think, and what I was doing, and everybody wanted a piece, like right now, I guess. And I just started like, you know, I mean, I always did art shows throughout my 20s from when I was 18. I mean, I'm 39 now, but I always did art shows here and there, or craft fairs. Like me and my friend, that's my girlfriend now, used to do craft shows all the time. Just because we liked art, you know, it wasn't for any like, let's make money type of thing. But so when I was a kid, it was because of my Aunt Judy. So everything I am now with art, all because of my Aunt Judy. Now in my 30s, I have a lot of influences growing up, but the one person that pushed me, like helped change me, was Parrot. Like, dude, you got to get on this, dude. You're blowing it. And he was right, dude. Like, you know. And then that started a whole nother movement for me. And then I still did stuff like little art shows, little craft shows, but where I'm at right now is because I did the California Roots Festival, straight up. Like, once I did that, everything has changed. My whole life changed with live art. And I never was really into live art. I did it. I would paint here or there, church, this. But it took it to a whole new level for me. And now I am where I am right now. Like, I got a gallery and a little clothing line. And it was all because of doing the second California Roots. You know, we went, checked it out, and it was crazy. Started vending, and then from there, and that festival led me to like everybody in the world calling me. Can you paint live here? Can you come to this festival? Can you do this? So it's like a whole new way of looking at art, as with this live art thing. And we have like a whole movement going. There's a good dozen artists that are involved in that like movement, but I'm very thankful for it. So I don't know. That's where I'm at right now.
It's kinda hard when you're living in a new age Rome. Time to renew your covenant and throw away your comb. It's not them dreads on your head, no, it's I loving your heart.
Yeah, I'm a little gringo. I grew up in like a hardworking poor family, like most people in Salinas. And I attended a church on the east side. And I spent a lot of time on the east side, and dude, Salinas has made me who I am. And like, so it may take a lot of people a long time to realize who they are in life. Like your mind may be saying, I'm gonna be a professional baseball player, but dude, come on, think about it, bro. You're probably not going to be. You need to. I think this is a message to the whole world, and anybody can hate me for this. I don't care. But in reality, God created us, and God has gifted us. If you really meditate with God and find out what that gift is, like for me, He gifted me with art. I have no choice but to use it to give back to my community, to give back to a canvas or my own self-righteousness, whatever it is. But in reality, He doesn't give you a talent to keep and hold to yourself. No. Even if it's cooking, well, use that talent to help impact or change your community or someone else's life. That's serious shit. Oh, I just said a bad word, but you know what? Like, I'm just trying to be real. Like, God gave me the gift of art. I may not have done too much with it yet, but my outlook now is Salinas is like a community with a bad name. The only way to change that is to give back. Not, oh, I'm going to move and pack up and leave. No, if you want Salinas to change, this is for everybody who lives in Salinas who cries about Salinas. Get off your ass and make a change. Dude, think about it. And the one thing you can do is use your talent. You can be a coach. My dad's coached in North High for 20 years, dude. He coached kids. Our soccer teams growing up half of them were from the east side, paid for all their rides, everything they needed for the games, housed them, and dude, every kid's life has been changed from that, dude. So, growing up the way I did in Salinas and with the people I did has changed my life to know better. And part of it, yeah, one was my dad. But another thing is, I went to church and God implanted, like, dude, it's like, don't focus on yourself. Think about your talent, figure it out, use it, discover it, and turn it into something mainly to give back. That's how I feel.
To live in a negative way. Alright, please smile, Salinas, yeah. We cannot afford to live in a negative way, yeah.
Of course, the main thing when I first started like getting serious with it was I wanted to be able to do art for a living, you know? It's the only reason I started making clothes a little bit. Like, I thought if I put Marple on a shirt, people started buying it, and then people see other people wearing a Marple shirt, they're like, what the hell's Marple? And they look it up and they see, they Google Marple, and then there's paintings that pop up. That was like my main thing. Nowadays, my main thing is, yeah, I want to spread it into the community and help change lives with kids. Ever since that incident in Springfield, Missouri, meeting that girl, that's like the main thing I want to do. Take a kid who people don't see it in them. The mom might be like, I kind of think he likes to draw. I just want to take that and at least try to open up the seed they got, you know, or plant the seed in them to where they can take their talent that God has given them and use it. But like, I'm also like, I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I want to blow up the bowl. Like, I want the bowl to end up in all these like stores worldwide. That'd be sick. And I think it'd be sick just because, not to get rich necessarily, but for like the fact that Salinas gets put on the map, and maybe people will look at the bowl and look later on, turn around and think and look at Salinas in a whole new light, a new way that, you know, than it is now. Like, people look, oh, Santa Cruz, they see the little red dot. That's Santa Cruz skateboards, dude, not the town. But I think people respect it more for that, like the artistic fact of it all. But like, pretty much right now, my main thought and goal with it all is to make people love art and kind of respect it as much as they do with music. Let the art hit home with them and sink in just as much as music does. I think that'd be rad. And I forgot, the only reason I really opened this little gallery, I mean, because all this stuff just sat in my room anyways, and the way I showed it off was either an art show here and there and around town or festivals. That's all I do is festivals. But the girlfriend said, like, you need to step it up, and she already has done kids classes. So the whole goal of this place was just to do kids classes and give back and teach kids art. And we don't got a schedule worked out totally yet, but I mean, we're gonna have classes on the weekends for kids, all ages. I've already done a few like one-on-ones, and it's been awesome. And like, dude, seriously has already started to change my life a little bit, making me grow up a little bit. Dude, the looks on their face when they're done, like, I just painted that. Yeah, you did. It's overwhelmingly rewarding, and I'm so stoked that I went through with opening this place up. So if you got kids, trust me, you need to bring them in here, and we will teach them, professionally teach them, to do stuff that will blow their mind. It's just way too fun for me. And we also have, like, every Thursday at 8 o'clock, we've done it like 3 in a row now, because we've only been open 3 weeks, but adult classes, they have those paint parties where you go, you drink wine and sip wine and paint. So we do that from like 8 to 10, or 8 to 11. No, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, it's 10, 10:30 easily. And you sit down, you bring your own beer if you want, whatnot, whatever you want to drink, sodas, water. and we'll just set up a landscape, and we'll teach you to do the landscape, and it is fun. You don't want to miss it, I'm telling you.
Y no podemos estar esperando hasta ser cenizas. Oh no, pues sigue el polvo, fuimos dichosos. Y no podemos estar esperando hasta ser cenizas.
The main one for me is marpleart.com. MARPLEART.com. You can find everything I sell in here. You should be up on there. And then there's also Facebook.com/David Marple Art. And then we have the Facebook.com, the Bowl Gallery. And then there's the girlfriend's page, it's Girlfish Art or girlfishlove.com. And then our little best friend, scavengeart.com. And you should check this out.
When I'm gone, just know that them things won't change. 'Cause I know without you
Well,
in my life.
sure. First off, I like to shout out to everybody in Salinas, everybody I grew up with, everybody who I've gotten in fights with, or people tried to fight with me, or people who've hugged me, kissed me, loved me in Salinas, because you guys made me who I am. Seriously. But of course, I gotta give a shout out to Arnell, the owner of Velux, for hooking me up with some space. Bill's Wills, thank you, Bill, for having a skate shop here forever. My little Made Fresh crew in Santa Cruz. California Roots, thank you guys. The whole reggae scene in general, actually. Hackett at Costa Serenas. Dude, if you haven't seen a show at Costa's, you gotta go there, trust me. My mom and dad. And my paintbrushes. Oh wait, don't forget a spray can. So I got to shout out to artists hugely influenced me growing up. One is my Aunt Judy, Boris Vallejo, Miles Tevis from Salinas. Dude, if you don't know who Miles Tevis is, hook him up. He's the man. English Topic Farland, Jim Phillips from Santa Cruz Skateboard. Dude, Jim Phillips. I probably, oh man. Our homie Pear, and dude, even my friend Scavenger Art, dude, she pushes me. My girlfriend, she pushes me to the limits. But the biggest shout out goes to Sessions Tapes. Thanks for doing this interview. I feel kind of weirded out, but Sessions Tapes rules. Check them out.
Thank you very much, David.
Thank you, bud.
And Session Tapes, we're out.
You got your pens, you got your brush, you got your spray paint and that special touch. Salinas, Salibo, representing down at the reggae shows. You get down like Marple, say that's what you gotta do. We get down like Marple, gotta rock it on through.